Hello, welcome to Art Online, and my special guest today is Rachel List from the glorious north, Pontefract, in fact, which is near.
Hiya.
Hi, Rachel. You're right. How is it up in Yorkshire today? How's things going?
Well, they usually say it's grim up north, but it's actually quite nice
Oh,
today. The
it's never
sun's
grim up north.
shining, it's lovely.
We're speaking because you've had some street art pieces which have really gone viral, and I think have really captured the nation's imagination to some degree. Really celebrating the NHS and the all the sort of healthcare workers and the people that are contributing to the effort around the virus at the moment. What gave you the idea to start painting those, and why did you decide to go out on the street and do this stuff?
Well, I am a professional mural artist, but I've never been a street artist. And obviously most of my work is domestic, and with lockdown it's just completely put a stop to it. And for me, and most professional artists, your work is not just your work, it's your livelihood. So I think if you can't do it one way, you adapt and you find a new way to keep producing art. So if you can't do it indoors anymore, outdoors was the only option.
So had you ever thought about doing anything on the street before this at all, or was it a
Yeah, I've done little bits. Like I used to live in a block of flats, and for years we had this sofa that were just up against this cream leather sofa that were up against a brick wall, and I actually painted brick. I painted the sofa in brickwork. So it's just playful things. I love any form of art, and I just think we could always do with more of it. So
And the first picture that you went out and you did, was that the one that I'm thinking of when I've got it in my mind is the nurse with the sort of super girl mask, and the NHS emblazoned in the background. What gave you the idea to do that piece, and why did you choose to paint these sort of images?
well, the owner of the pub had requested if anyone could print a banner, and obviously with lockdown, no, all the banner companies were saying, look, we'd love to, we wish we could help you, because it's great to say thank you to NHS, but we've got no way of doing it at the minute. And then I just thought, well, could it be painted? And I recognized that it needed to be done. People wanted to do it, and I just thought, if I don't do something, I don't think anyone else will. So I just thought, why not?
And what's the reaction been to that one around the local area?
It did. At first, I don't know why anyone thought Banksy would be in Pontefract, but someone in Pontefract is responsible for it trending as hashtag Banksy. So I think it's because I purposely did it at 6 a.m. in the morning, so that no one would see. And I never told anyone I was going to do it because I was curious. I wanted to see how long it took to get back to me on social media, and how long it was before people started spotting it and just a general reaction. So there were just a buzz because it just appeared, and I think that were really fun. And obviously I never intended to stay anonymous like Banksy, but it was fun to just kind of be able to sit back and watch the reaction.
I did see that actually, because I saw it in some news feeds, and I can't remember the newspaper that was talking about it, something, but they were saying, "Oh yeah, it's always the same, isn't it? A new piece of street art comes in a sort of in a town somewhere, and suddenly it's got to be Banksy, because of course it's you know
Yeah,
that's the person that people know." But you've literally been
exactly.
compared to Banksy now,
Yeah,
the
and
most famous street artist in the world.
exactly. Especially it's difficult because obviously I don't identify as a street artist. Well, I probably can now, but I've never thought of myself that way. And one of my worries before I did it were I worried that maybe I'd be criticised like, oh, this is street art, like, because obviously I hand paint my pieces, I don't spray it, and I did think, well, oh, all these proper graffiti artists are gonna look at it and go, oh, that's fake. But then now I think that attitude is silly, because who decides what art is? Who decides what street art is? There's no rules.
Yeah, there's no rules at all. And to be fair, for
Yeah.
me, street art is something that's there for the public to see freely on the street.
Yeah.
Whether you paint it or spray it, or it's sculpture, it could be sculpture, or you paint it on the
Yeah.
pavement.
Exactly.
Doesn't really matter, does it?
No.
Can you tell me something about the other pieces? Because you've done a series of street pieces now. So what other artworks have you painted on the street in Pontefract?
I think we're probably on 11 now.
Oh wow, I didn't realise it was that many. To be honest.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
I'm losing track myself, to be honest. I have done a mask with the Superman logo on it, saying "Stay safe." I think I can't remember now. I've done a nurse and a doctor revealing Wonder Woman and Superman's logo.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently that one were too gender specific though.
How was it?
Apparently, I never
Right.
thought of it that way.
No, I wouldn't have put that on it either.
No, I think the message is more than like. I think if you're concentrating on gender, then you're probably missing the point.
I think so.
Yeah, there are women in the world who would love to identify as Wonder Woman. There's men that are happy to be Superman, so I don't think
Exactly.
it's an issue.
No.
I've done. I did one this morning actually, which was an eye crying rainbow tears, and it says, "We turned our tears into a rainbow." I just thought that'd be nice to like symbolise what we've done as a town, because not just me painting rainbows everywhere. There's kids putting rainbows in the windows. Like it's really been a group effort. And off top of my head, I really can't think. I couldn't list them all.
How are you finding the spots? Because Pontefract isn't known for. I mean, it's a glorious historic town, but it's not known for its street art, and it's not known as a sort of central a location where you'd go to spot it. So how do you find the spots, and how do you convince people to give you the walls?
I don't convince anyone. When I did the first one, from that day forward, I get so many messages. I could probably do every garden fence in Pontefract. I could do, like, honestly, I've just got a list of walls that have said crack on. And I don't always know what I'm going to do. For a good example is the Captain Tom. The mural I did of Captain Tom walking.
Mm-hmm.
Now that were an alleyway, and I'd already had prior permission from the owner. And now we're really thinking, well, what do I do in this alley? And then when I saw Captain Tom on the news and what he'd done, and I thought, alleyway, it gives the like impression of movement. You move through an alley, and it's just magic. Sometimes things are just such happy accidents, because at the end of that alley, you walk straight onto Pontefract War Memorial. So everything about it just clicked.
Oh, it's synchronized. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was just a perfect location, and as soon as I thought of the idea of doing one for Captain Tom, I thought that's the location.
Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah. No, that's great. And have these stayed intact? Have people tagged them at all, or are people respecting the murals that you've created?
Do you know, the first one's been there maybe 3 weeks now. And yeah, nobody's done anything to it, and that surprised me. I don't know if it's because there's less kids on streets, but you would expect something, but no. And people are quite keen to have them all preserved so that we can keep them in the town after lockdown, because obviously there's people who are still isolating now, who can't even go out on the daily exercise to see them. So there's still people that when lockdown's over, everyone's calling it the Pontefract Rainbow Trail.
Oh, that's great.
So,
yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, and we're gonna get a map. Obviously, when they're all done, when lockdown's over, I won't do any more. And we're gonna have a map that that people can actually go around and see them all, and it's just great to get people so involved in seeing art, and like hopefully it'll change people's preconceptions of what graffiti or street art is, and because I don't think with this the appreciation and the like enjoyment of it as being across every age group, which I think sometimes people can assume street art's for like the younger generation, but that's not what we've experienced so far.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, I've experienced the same down down here. I live in London, originally from the glorious north, obviously. But you know, what I've seen is that everyone goes out and looks at street art, and they just enjoy it because it's something, you know, vibrant in a free environment. It's nice to have it on the streets. It's enjoyable. They have the pictures taken with it. It's just great. It's fun, right?
Yeah,
So,
definitely. And that's the main thing that people are doing on these walks. I get tagged in so many photos. And it's part of people's daily routine to go and see if
yeah.
they can find the next one.
Oh, that's nice. And how in general has it been in lockdown in Pontefract and in Yorkshire in general? How have you found it all? And
It's been hard because a lot of us, like especially my family, my husband works in retail, so obviously he's at home at minute. Um, People aren't able to work. You're not able to see your family. Um, so and it's obviously it's a serious situation, but I think there's always a silver lining, and I think people are just finding time to just we've got that time to stop and look,
yeah,
which what better to fill town with art now that people have got that time to stop and just look.
yeah,
It's amazing.
sounds
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
Rachel, I think that's brilliant. Thanks for telling me about those murals. They're fantastic. You've done a great job. You've put
Thank you.
Pontefract on the map, which is ace.
Yeah.
So thanks. Right,
Right,
speak to you.
thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye, see you later.